CTU. And I am just at that home page. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on BMITE. And this right here, Teacher Academy, is where you're going to find all the resources from today, 2020 Teacher Academy. And you should be able to just scroll down. Now we just worked on, maybe, right here, the Group Project Peer Collaboration School Network. This is where you will find the instructions if for some reason tonight you needed those. As soon as you finish creating your video, if you will send me the link, you can email it to me, and I will put my, if I can get the chat pulled up here, I will put my email address. You should have it probably somewhere, but just in case, I hope that's right, careertech.ok.gov, there it is. If you will email me your link to your video tonight or first thing in the morning before we begin, and I'll check those and get those loaded. Now tomorrow when you present, you will present just from your computer, or I can use the link that you send me, either way, but you will be introducing it. Do you have any questions at this point? Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Do we need to upload it to something to share the link with you, or if we just share the file from our computer with you? What's easiest?
The files are sometimes too big. We could try that, but if you have, you know, a Google email, then you would have access to a YouTube channel and you could share that with me. Paxton, I keep looking at Paxton like she can tell I'm looking at her.
We can open most file sharing sites, so whether you're comfortable sharing it on Dropbox or Google, if it can fit in an email and you want to send it that way, that's awesome. So whatever works best for you. If we can't open it, we'll let you know, and then we can try something else. So we're completely flexible, and we can open most file sharing sites.
Awesome, thank you.
And Paxton had put a note over in the chat that if you were in group 3 and 4, will you please type your name into the chat? And then I had asked Mr. Martin what group he was in. I didn't see that on my list either. Okay, so we're gonna play.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I sent you a message. Just said what group are you in the chat. Okay, so now as you know, in the classroom there are going to be times where you're trying to review for a test or help your kids retain some information. So today we are going to use Quizlet. There are several different ways you can review your classroom. I think one of them we might use tomorrow is Kahoot. I haven't decided that exactly yet, but we're going to use Quizlet today. So I'm going to share my screen with you again, hopefully. Let me get it going here. Okay, so we're gonna ask these questions. If you will type in the chat box your answers, please. So let me see if I can find my chat options here so I can kind of watch too. So tell me, who is our business management and administration cluster team leader? Does anybody know? Close, but no cigar, Wesley. Yes, she got it. It's Jacqueline Arnold. Here we go. Next question. Oh, and let me go back. We missed 2 questions. Okay. Who's the finance marketing cluster team leader? Pamela is not the team leader. Kathy is, yes. Kathy McNabb. Kathy McNabb is over the finance marketing cluster team, and she is over Region 3. Is that right? Region 3? I need a yes or a no from the, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Who is your IT cluster team leader? Very good, Katie. June. Whoops. I'll show you my name. Kristi Lofton. Okay. We've answered this one. I should ask you again, though. Who is your BMITE State Program Administrator? Ginger is on the ball today, people. She got it fast. Carrie DeMuth is the BMITE State Program Administrator. What is the name of our LMS? Does anybody know what LMS is? Our learning management system. Very good. I got to send some chocolate down to Ada for Ginger. She is like the first, she's quick. Y'all are going to have to be fast to beat her. Who is your BMITE CTSO team leader? Oh, Ponca City. Oh, Gina got it this time. I was, okay. Paxton Cavin. What are, if I can speak, what are BMITE's CTSOs? Very good. Y'all are awesome. BPA and DECA. Does anyone remember what this acronym stands for? BMITE. Yes, Gina. Business Marketing and Information Technology Education. What does the acronym CTE stand for? Tracy, that's a good one. Career Tech, Career and Technology Education. Now, all students must take and score 100%. Oh yes, the chat box is going wild. I feel like I need to be like this big announcer for a ball game or something. Y'all are awesome. Good job. Now, let's see who really paid attention. What are the number of tech center districts that we what is the number of tech center districts that we have in Oklahoma?
I feel like Wesley should get a prize because he's sharing the number of programs that we have. This is kind of a trick question. I don't know that, did we talk about this one?
I don't know. I thought you did.
No.
Well, good job, Wesley. Number 29 of them, 29 tech center districts in Oklahoma. But we do have 437, what, Carrie?
BMITE programs.
There you go. Good job, Wesley. What is our BMITE Twitter handle? At BMITE1. Nicole, oh, Greg Lynn got it. At BMITE1. Good job, you guys. What is our BMITE hashtag? Okay.
Cricket.
How about that? Hashtag OKBMITE. And our last question for the day, what does DECA stand for? Nothing. You are exactly right. It is no longer an acronym. Well, thank you for playing our crazy Quizlet game.
Kristi?
Yes.
I'm going to put something in the chat box. We've had several questions about the PID, what their PID numbers are. So I want to share that again where they can find that.
Okay.
That didn't help much at all, did it? Let's see what I've got here. Oh, yeah. So if you'll remember, it's in a document called Evaluation Schedule 2020-25. So you find that in CTU in that document. So I put the link and I put the actual pathway to find it. You go into our BMITE teacher resources and select the evaluation/program information. And then you'd scroll down and select the Evaluation Schedule 2020-25. That's the PDF document where you can go in and find all of your individual PID numbers.
So is that for everyone, whether you're being evaluated or not?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can actually see the rotation schedule in that document. You can see which year your evaluation will be coming up.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, there's a question in the chat box. What does the funding column mean on that document? That actually, that I shouldn't have included that column because that's confusing to most people. That's really more for our information. Some of our programs are full-time funded. Some of them are half-time funded. We're talking K-12 only. And some of them are unfunded. We talked a little bit about that they're operating as an approved program, but there's no funding. That's kind of our guide to work with those programs. And I might say also, this document is in progress. I think I said that earlier, but I want to say it again. There's still information coming in. There's still program changes are being made by schools. So it's not completely up to date right now, but we wanted to have something out there for you to look at. So that's our most current, but it's in progress.
Okay, so I am seeing some questions here. Let me start.
So let me take that follow-up report one.
Okay.
So the follow-up, so we've made some changes in the follow-up reporting. Typically, in the past, you haven't worried about anything beyond seniors and above that you were following up on. And that's still partially true, but we will be collecting all testing information. So you will report that testing information of your students. That will be reported in the follow-up. But as far as if they've gone on to college or if they've gone on to the workforce, that would only apply to the seniors and above. So testing would be done, you're going to report testing for all of your students, but you're only going to report what they're doing now. You're only going to be reporting what they're doing now from the senior class on to adults. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that testing, is that primarily safety testing? Because I know with the brain bench testing, we didn't really get into that a whole lot with everybody set up before we were, no longer in school.
Right,
So
good question. This has been a really unusual year for testing because of COVID. So if you were in the classroom this last year and you didn't get your testing done because of COVID, the spring hit and everything blew up. And so you're going to get a pass if you didn't get your testing done this past year because there was no way to test your students in most cases. So it applies to all testing, and every course is going to have specific tests that go along with that course that you're to give your students. You're to pick one of those tests. We'll go over more of that tomorrow, but it's all testing. It's not the safety testing. That's not the testing that we're concerned with in this instance for follow-up.
Okay. And where does that safety testing, is that in a separate recorded file?
That is just, you keep those records yourself. And so when we come on site to do your 5-year evaluation, we're going to ask you to see your safety records. We're going to ask you to show us either your grade book or your student files of where you've recorded all that. You know, the grade book is probably good, and we may ask you to see what your safety test looks like, and maybe to see a couple samples of that your students have passed with 100%, and that's going to be probably good enough.
Okay. So if I came in and the substitutes were doing that before I did it, how do I track that? I mean, because I had a bunch of paper and I knew that they all had it 100%, but I had several different substitutes before I took over that classroom. Mm-hmm. So I guess, what am I required to, I know that they passed it.
Do you have a grade book that would show that, to show their grades?
Yes, it would be in this grade book.
Yeah, that'd work.
Okay.
The next question was from Wesley. Do we have to log in tonight? No, it is not required that you log in, but we do ask that you work with your group. So if your video is not completed and you still need to work, we would ask that you log in somewhere and work together. It doesn't necessarily have to be on our Zoom chat, but we're just making that available if you need the place. And Carl had asked, and I know Paxton answered him, that when we're finished here, we're going to give you a survey to do the survey for today's events. But then when you're done, we can actually put you back into your groups, and we can leave you in there till about 4:15, if that's something that you want to do.
And if your team is wanting that, if you guys will just let us know on the chat or something, or stick around, that way we don't end the meeting, and we can sort you back into your groups.
Okay, any more questions?
We had one question about they were not able to see the evaluations. But if you have access to teacher resources, you should be able to get to that link. If you don't have access, let me know. You can send me a message on here or email me and I'll get you in there.
Kathy, I think Casey is talking about, she's gone into where we have them upload their documentation for 5-year evaluations. Carrie, is that document that you had for them to see also available there at the top of the page? Or do they need to go to the teacher resources?
No, if they went into the actual evaluation site, if they're one of the schools being evaluated this year, all they're going to see is the current year evaluation list.
Okay.
And if it's a new teacher, I may not have given them access on that page yet.
Right, but there won't be a school room if they're not being evaluated this current school year.
Okay, okay, so that's what, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it is, if no one else has any questions, we're going to go ahead and drop the survey link into the chat box. There it is. If you'll go take that survey for us, that will be your exit ticket and proof of attendance today. If you want us to put you into your groups, stick around and let us know that, and we will put you into your groups. Otherwise, see you in the morning about 9 o'clock.